welcome to Rise with Serious, a show where we dive deep into the untold stories of entrepreneurs who turn their dreams into reality. And today, I would like to welcome a truly special guest. She is a renowned marital and family therapist known for guiding singles and couples with wisdom rooted in faith and care. From coaching individuals before marriage to hosting one of the biggest marriage conferences in northern Nigeria, she has dedicated her work to helping people build stronger, healthier homes. Please join me in welcoming the amazing Mrs. Mariam of Northern Therapist.
Thank you for
Welcome.
having me.
So, Mrs. Mariam, before we start, we have this little fun question just to break the ice. So, I want you to answer fast as you can.
Okay.
Tea or coffee?
Tea.
Instagram or WhatsApp?
Instagram.
Sweet or spicy? Sweet or spicy?
Now spicy.
Okay. Jollof rice or tuwon shinkafa?
Jollof rice.
Traditional outfit or English wears?
Traditional outfits.
So thank you for answering these questions. So let's start into the main issue. So what first drive you into starting marriage or family therapist? Me yasa kika fara?
So I think you know how we all grew up being nurtured to be wives and mothers. So I just felt, what am I going to do? What am I going to study that would make me a better wife? That was it for me. So I said, why not counseling? Go back home, I would be able to, calm my husband down. So for me, it was just like that. But also, I grew up in a home where whatever you want to do, you're being supported. I didn't even see the vision for the Northern Therapist as at then. But then later, as you're studying, you're getting invested. And that's how we found ourselves here today.
So many people think therapy is more like advice giving.
Yeah.
So how do you turn that into a business, or how do you make people see it's not just advice? Maybe like how do you turn the whole aspect into business?
Yeah. So like you said, for the most part, people think therapy is just giving advice. And we have a lot of people reaching out and saying, oh, I want to book a session. And then when you send them an invoice, they're like, I thought it was just free. So I feel awareness is what we've been doing to let people know that, look, like, this is a business. And just like when you're sick, you're going to the hospital. Yes, the hospital people are nice people, but bills need to be paid. There are staff and all of that. So I would say awareness, and then also making sure that there's that boundary, putting in system in place. Younger before, it was like myself alone. So when I'm talking to a potential client, like, you could tell me your family problems and I won't be able to charge. But now we have a website, when you walk into our office, there's a staff to attend to you. So I don't get to hear all the family issues, and then you know that it's a business.
So from your experience, what do you think most single people have difficulty with before getting married? Like, what is the main issue?
So I think for me, the main issue is self-awareness. Marriage is something that is really, really important. As it's beyond the butterflies in your tummy and all of that. Is a lifelong journey that affects everything you want to be as an individual, your mindset, your purpose, Nara, you are everything. And you need to know who you are, what your purpose is, before you now pick a partner that is going to accompany you on that journey. But because, for us, like, marriage is just vibes. You've grown older. Everybody's getting married. You don't quite know who you are, and then you just like pick somebody, and at the end of the day you start having issues. So I would say, for people that are not yet married, the best thing is to identify who you are as an individual, and then once you're aware of who you are, then get somebody that can match
your
who you
energy.
are.
So do you think a lot of people have expectations, like a lot of expectations, kokuma lower expectation before getting married? Is that one of the issues?
I think it's both. People have a lot of expectation because obviously you're getting married to, fulfill your life purpose, move to a new chapter in your life where all your needs are going to be met. And Yanzu, I would say, because of social media, there's a lot of feedback that you're hearing from the marriage institution, unlike during the time of our parents and our grandparents, right? So now people get to hear the not so fancy side of marriage, and that has kind of shifted people's expectation to low expectation, which in itself is a challenge, right? Because if you're going into an institution with zero expectation, how would you behave in that institution when you don't really have expectation? You're not going to put in your best, you're not going to try to make it work. So I would say there are high expectations and there are low expectations, and they all affect the outcome of the marriage. So people need to, understand what is a realistic expectation. And that can only come from knowing yourself, then knowing the person that you want to get married to, obviously.
I think we had this conversation with you earlier on, which is my point of.
Yeah.
So what do you think causes a lot of issues for women that are into business and can't handle between business and marriage?
Yeah.
Or what should they do to handle like a successful business and at the same time a successful marriage?
Yeah. So I think for this is a really, really delicate question because I think our society has shifted from a place where you cannot have this conversation in the same room to where it's now a necessary conversation, given the way the society is right now. So yes, with marriage right now, women are encouraged to do their businesses, but how can you find that balance? Is first understanding yourself as an individual, self-awareness. You can't run away from it. Secondly, understanding what marriage is and what is expected from you in a marriage. As a woman, there are certain expectations that are fundamental, they are primary to any other thing, right? And then you also know the space for the business that you're doing. So you have to set a balance. You have to know how to prioritize what needs to be prioritized at the time that it needs to be prioritized. And you also need to know that you having your own business or you having a means of, financial freedom is not in any way an avenue for you to disrespect your spouse or feel like, because money cannot give you what a spouse can give you. So if we're able to identify that, and I think this conversation needs to be heard a lot, so that, because now the narrative is, the more money you make, the more you cannot be a wife, you cannot be submissive, But we're not making money to be husbands. Kingani? Yes. We're not making money to be husbands. We're making money to make our roles easier as wives, to make our husbands' roles easier as husbands, as leaders. So the money should not make us forget who we are as individuals.
So I did a video. I think I said men are especially northern men are holding women back. And I had a lot of backlash for that video. So do you think northern men are holding women back? And what do you think women, especially our northern women, can do to probably get out of that cycle? Because a lot of them want to do businesses, but when you know how men with their ego, I said it's ego, but I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I think generalizing is not practical because, not all men, there are so many amazing men that are supporting their spouses. Look around, even on Instagram, like you can see great women that are doing great things. It's actually like they have the support of their spouses. So it's not really a correct statement to say all men. But I also know as a couples therapist that there are so many men that hold their women back. And I would say, these things are things that people did as a coping mechanism. I have a wife. I know that if I slack and allow her to have a means of, getting money, she's going to start disrespecting me. These are things that I learned, right? So if it's proven to me that this is not true, I would let my guard down. And I always say it's like, as a woman, whatever you want, you have to be persistent. You have to go for it. A man is comfortable because, yes, like he goes out to look for money to take care of you and the kids, and you're securing the home. It's convenient, right? And it's your duty, really, right? But then now you're saying, I want to go out and look for money as well. Now he has to think about who is going to do your own role, kind of, So it's not an easy thing for him to let go of, because he's going to also suffer at the end of the day. So you're not going to expect him not to put up a fight. Dole is going to put up a fight, right? So when he puts up a fight, what do?
Exactly.
You recline and go and see, oh, men are wicked, men and this, men are that. Even in your business, you're going to get like setback. You're going to get obstacles. In your business, you have patience because it's not a man. But in your home, because it's a man, and because, again, it's the general conversation, so you don't want to persevere. I don't think any woman that is successful in her business would say, oh, when I started, my husband was hugging me and just, I think everybody met some form of resistance, but you were able to persevere. You were able to put down your own ego so that they can see the vision, right? When I started the Northern Therapist, I was like a stay-at-home wife. I don't even go out. Like, I don't go to shops to buy anything. I always go out with my husband. But now I'm here. Where is my husband? I had to, be persistent for him to see the vision and for him to know that, you know what, nothing is going to happen, right? So I think women need to have more zeal on making their husbands see the vision, as opposed to more zeal on, saying that, oh, men are this, men are that, men are this, men are that.
So one question, do you think a woman cannot be successful without her husband's support?
It will be very difficult. Very, very. Do you know who a husband is? Like, a husband, you're living with this person, your lives are intertwined. Even just imagine, like, you're working on a very big project and you and your husband are in bad terms. Does it affect that project? It does. Because even in the energy in the home, you cannot focus, you cannot do a lot of things. So you need the support of your husband. And that's why I would say, if you have any business or any idea and you have a fiance, this is for people that are not yet married, have that conversation. Have that conversation. Let them know that this is your dream. Don't minimize it. And you know how, because you just want to be marriage material. When they come, you just tell them, no. Let them see the vision. And if they don't want to, if you really love that career, then let them go. Because it will not be nice for you to tell somebody, oh, no problem, let's do this. And then after you get married, you're now bored. You've seen that the marriage is not really all that it cannot really keep you entertained all the time.
So this is a conversation that women keep having. But do you think we need this conversation for men as well?
Yeah, I believe so. What conversations do is they normalize things. As women, we have different platforms and forums where we normalize our pains, our challenges, our hurts, and even strange things become normal, right? I know there are times where it was like a taboo for a woman to say, I don't cook. But now, because conversations are being heard about it and we know that it's about balance, a woman can confidently tell you that, look, I don't even cook in my home and it's okay. Nobody would really frown at it. So I feel like men also need that safe space where they can actually talk about the new reality that the modern marriage is bringing to them and let them normalize it, so that when one man is at home helping his wife to cook and take care of the baby, he's not going to be feeling shy. I remember during the early days of my marriage, my husband will always shut the window. Like, if he wants to do house chores, I'm like, what's going on? Like, kibari nide, but now, like, he doesn't, even if we have visitors, he can go into the kitchen, help himself and do, but it wasn't easy for him to do that at first. So I feel like if they can have those conversations, they can actually, it will be normal as well.
So if a single woman wants to get married today, what is the one advice that you'll give her?
Premarital counseling. Premarital counseling. Very, very important. And this is something that Harry and Zoo 2025,
we don't.
Ladies and gentlemen still sit on. They feel like premarital counseling is just but they know that their wedding dinner very important.
Yes.
Their wedding dress very
Pre-wedding
important.
pictures.
The hashtag very important. They have to trend. They have to do all of that. And the thing is, even the wedding prep in itself, it tests the marriage in itself. The wedding period. We've worked with so many couples where it was even during wedding preparation that they realized that Anya, I don't think we're even fit for each other.
Compatible, yeah.
So I would say you want to be like, this is your life. This is your life. I was having a conversation with somebody that day, and she was telling me she's about to get married. But this man that she wants to get married to, she's not sure about her feelings for him. And she's not sure about his feelings for her. But she knows, Chewa, like, it's a marriage, everything is going to align. What does that tell you? This tells you, like, this couple need to have a conversation to even understand, like, do they really align? You're married, so you know that the wedding fatia does not fix everything. If you don't even know where you stand right now, is it after the marriage that you now start understanding where you stand? So have premarital counseling. It's a forum for you to sit down and talk about your values, talk about your expectations from each other, how to communicate, financial management, all of this important conversation. And when you do it, your marriage will thank you.
Easier.
Yeah.
So from the years you've been counseling, what is the most bizarre or tough or difficult case you've handled? Let's hear the story.
Wow. So I would say the one that really, really got me was a couple that have been married for 16 years. They have 2 kids, but they had to walk away from each other because they had different expectation of what marriage is all about when it comes to values, when it comes to even intimacy. They love each other, yes, but they were not good for each other in the marriage. And they stayed for 16 years with 2 kids, but they had to just go their separate ways because nobody was getting anything out of the marriage. Yes, they have that love for each other, but they couldn't be the best spouses for each other. It was really painful because, they've built a life together, but just to, come to terms with the fact that, look, if I really want to be happy, I can't be with this person, even though I'm used to you. And like, as in human beings, like, we get used to people, we have that attachment. So they had to, separate, like, willingly. It was really even for me as a therapist, because I was rooting for that marriage, but there was no way it could work. So I think it's something that I still think about till date. Yeah.
Then what personally are your challenges regarding this therapy? Some people, like you said, now people that have been married for 16 years, probably you get people that are older than you.
Yeah.
Do you have that challenge of people seeing, she's too young, she can't advise me? What are the challenges you have in this?
Yeah, so I would say one of the challenges that I would say I have is people not even giving therapy a chance. I have couples walk into the office and then the man will say, Gashina kauta, I mata pada. Like, it's like, oh, I brought my wife and just advise her, and me, I'm not a part of it. So letting people know that it's beyond just talking to somebody, like, that's a challenge. And then, like you said, the age, I think my oldest couple are like 70 years. The husband is 70 years. And even myself, the day he came, I didn't know how to address him. Like, you know what? But I like that he was open-minded when he came, and before you know it, like, I had warm up to it. So that age thing, but just like every profession, once you get into it, you wouldn't even know that there's an age difference, and your attitude, the way you do everything, would make people comfortable with it.
I feel like the society puts more pressure on women to make marriage work more than men. What do you think about that, and how do you think women should react or guide their way through that?
Yeah, I think this is common for every society, because women are more nurturing, like, they are more emotional. So it looks like women need the family to be stable more. I'll throw this to our mothers, like, we're the ones raising the next generation of men. We need to make them understand that when it comes to family is not a woman's only efforts, right? And also for wives as well. When you're having issues in your marriage, even from the early stage, you don't have to just suck it up. You can communicate to your spouse, let them know that you need them. um our society again has influenced how we look at marriage. It's like when you say you can't do something in your marriage, it's like you're not woman enough. So I feel like this is something we need to unlearn. You don't get married as somebody that is perfect in communication, in intimacy, in all of that. So once you're able to show somebody that, look, I don't know it all, I don't have it all figured out, this is our home, we are all learning together, then they can also be invested in it. And also, as a society, we need to hold men accountable.
Yep.
Like everyone needs to do that, hold men accountable. If things are happening for a couple, don't just ask to hear the man's perspective, hear the woman's perspective as well. Just less engagement as well. Inshallah, it's going to make things better.
Inshallah. And for the past 5 years, I think you've been hosting
The
the biggest marriage
conference.
conference in the northern part of Nigeria, and I think you are holding the next one soon, right?
Inshallah.
So what do you think people achieve from that conference?
Yeah, so the conference is a platform where we normalize conversations that we have within ourselves in hush hush. We realize that marriage affects everything that we do. And right now, modern marriages, the narrative is changing. Even with our Islamic scholars, some of them are not even, updated as what our realities, our challenges are right now. And then the challenges were quite different. Now the challenges are new. You can have couples, having real issues about where to order their food, which was not even, something that was so the conference is a platform where we have like Islamic scholars, marriage counselors, other professionals to sit down and talk about issues that are affecting the institution. I'm a couples therapist. I speak with a lot of couples. And what we do is we look at the reoccurring cases that we have, right? If the reoccurring cases that we have is infidelity, for instance, we want to sit down and talk about what is infidelity in our deen. At what point, because there's polygamy in Islam, right? So a husband can tell you, I am not cheating, I want to get married to her. So at what point is this infidelity? Because even if you want to get married to her, there are limits and there are boundaries. And then we speak about these things. And the good thing is, once you speak about something, people gain more awareness. So we've drawn a lot of people into the conference because we validate, their experience, and we offer them tools to manage that experience, even if not to resolve it. So I think that's why the conference has risen to become one of the most anticipated conference.
So, final question. Where do you see Northern Therapist in the next 5 to 10 years?
Wow. So, to be honest, in the next 5 to 10 years, I see the Northern Therapist as, that lighthouse where our vision remains the same: to strengthen marriages and to improve mental wellness of people around the globe, especially Muslim people around the globe. The method at which we are going to be doing it, I can't say for now, because every day technology is improving, things are shifting, but our vision and our goal is to strengthen families through strengthening marriages and ensuring that people have better mental health.
So thank you so much, Sister Mariam. I really enjoyed this conversation, and I wish we'll keep having this kind of conversation. But before you go, we have this tradition here. I need you or want you to mention one person that you think inspires you as well, especially a woman, that you want me to bring here on this show.
Yeah, so just from the top of my head, I would call on Sister Mariam Lemu. Sister Mariam Lemu needs to be here because she has a lot to say that everybody would benefit from, inshallah.
All right, Sister Mariam Lemu, if you are watching this, we would love to have you here as well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sister Mariam, for being here. We really do appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
And to our viewers, don't forget to follow Northern Therapist on Instagram, and don't forget to register for your annual marriage conference that will be coming up November. So please don't forget to like, comment, and share this episode to someone who needs a little extra motivation. I'm your host, Zirius, and this is Rise with Zirius. Let's keep rising.